Day number 5 is upon us here for the Intel Extreme Masters here in Katowice, Poland, as the crowd is getting ready for what is sure to be an amazing round of 12. We have a star-studded lineup here for you for today, as we have 8 best of 5s going to be coming at you throughout the entirety of today. Warm welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the analysis desk. I'm Kyle Laris. I'll be your host for the whole day. And to my right, to start things off, we have Rotterdam and Artosis. This round of 12 is absolutely amazing, boys.
You can't really ask for better. You look at this lineup, it has most of the biggest names in the entire world.
Yeah.
I mean, the games that they played to get here, we've already seen tons of great upsets. We've seen epic macro games, crazy cheeses.
Yeah.
This tournament is like doing everything I want it to do.
Couldn't agree more. I mean, I'm ready for some best of 5 action, James. We had so many good best of 3s already, because normally best of 3s are pretty straightforward. In game number 1, you get a very good indication of who is the better player. And even though they may drop map number 2, often you kind of know where it goes. But best of 5, we already had a lot of comebacks in best of 3, so I don't even want to know. I'm never counting anybody out today. 0-2 doesn't matter, because the things we saw yesterday, it's ridiculous. We had so many like noteworthy things, like sick comebacks, draws, pretty big throws as well. 40 supply leads, apparently it means nothing.
Apparently it means nothing. All right, we can check in with the groups that happened throughout yesterday and the day before, of course, as we do have 12 players advancing on. So I want to show you exactly how those guys have made it. Bjorn, Ryung, and Solar were the first 3 to move on from Group A. Moving on to Group B swiftly, we do have Alive, Stats, and TY making it through there in terms of the seedings. On to Group C now, where we do have Serral, Zest, and Nurchio rounding things out, so 2 non-Koreans in there doing very well for themselves. And finally, Group D with Gumiho, Dark, and INnoVation. I just want to kind of briefly get your thoughts on the groups overall. Were there any surprises coming out from you there? What do you think?
I definitely do want to give a shout out to Pili Pili. It's almost like he should have made it out of the group. He definitely had some games won that he ended up losing that were like 100% you're going to win this game almost every single time.
Yeah.
So that was like a great breakout, because we didn't even expect him in the group phase, let alone to do so well that he should have gotten out.
I think a lot of surprises on both ends of the spectrum. I mean, Pili, excellent case. Let's not forget about Hero Marine. I mean, that was Group A. That feels so long ago, because we watched 27 best of 3 since then. But Hero Marine was also one map away from qualifying. I think that's an amazing feat. But I even think if you look at the group winners, 3 out of 4 are surprising in my opinion. Also, even more surprising, out of all the players here, the only one that was able to smash his group 5-0 is Alive, a player that people are looking at like, he might make it out of the group. It's not a surprise, but I'm not sure if he drops out. That's also the case. Like, we had Beyond, we had INnoVation, we had TY, and it's Alive who's the only one who goes 5-0.
Yes.
And if you just look at the other group winners, like Serral, I kind of felt it. I'm a little proud of that pick, so I'm going to brag about it. But that's still very impressive. That's still a surprising group winner. Gumiho winning Group D.
That came out of nowhere. We didn't even, because INnoVation crushed it the whole night, and then in the last 2 matches, Gumiho pulls ahead, and we're like, oh, Gumiho won the group. Okay, like I just assumed, you know, that INnoVation took that down.
Is the level of Terran here a terrifying prospect? With the lineup of Terrans that we have got going into the bracket in just a moment, is that not absolutely scary for everybody else involved?
Yes, yes it is. We have like 3 of the 4 horsemen in the top 12, right? That's crazy. And then the thing is, they didn't even win their groups.
No, exactly. It was other Terrans.
Like, other Terrans won their groups, right? Yeah. Gumiho won a group. Alive won a group. I'm like, I don't even know what's going on here. It's just crazy. The Terrans they are so strong right now.
Yeah, yeah. All right, well, gents, let's take a look now at the bracket in its entirety, as we do have our 12 players confirmed. So later on down the line, we will have Zest, TY, Solar, Dark, and Stats versus Nurture. Our first game of the day is going to be INnoVation versus Ryung. We'll get onto that later on. But as you can see, weighing in the round of 8 are our winners from the groups, who just did so well. This lineup is amazing.
James, Zest versus TY is a GSL Finals from last year, and Solar versus Dark is an SSL Finals from last year. Okay, this is the round of 12. This is the round of 12, and we have Korean Star League Finals.
I know.
Replayed best of 5 format. I'm getting nerd chills all over right now.
It's unbelievable. So let's talk about some of these matches before we go on to the start of the show. We're going to have, so let me see what we've got. We've got Zest versus TY coming up. Yeah. As you mentioned, already a massive, massive kind of result for those two to actually move on through. But then going up against one another, these are tournament champion caliber players.
Absolutely. Zest is always one of the best Protoss in the world. TY, one of those top 4 Terrans we keep on bringing up, keep on talking about. And they did meet in the first GSL Finals of 2016. So, I mean, that is what a match that is. I don't even know how to predict something like that because they know each other so well. They were teammates for years.
Yeah, I mean, he puts it so well, right? We often say, like, oh, the bracket is really stacked, and then people tune in. It's like, is it really? But yes, a year ago, this was the GSL Finals. And just a month or 2 ago, TY was already winning $200,000. Yes. I mean, he's probably enjoying his little run. He's like, all right, let's see if I can push it. Let's try to get another 100,000. Yeah, that's an amazing not even quarterfinals, round of 12 match. Yeah. Really hard to predict. TY didn't look invincible, but he did have an amazing series against Stats. I really enjoyed it. Game 3, for the people who perhaps missed some of the action before, Stats versus TY, one of the must-see games of this tournament. Yeah. Absolutely amazing game. But he doesn't look untouchable. He doesn't look invincible. So there is hope here for Zest. But, I mean, how do you predict this, James? Like, you can't.
No, indeed, it's going to be difficult. Next match after that one, of course, will end up being Solar versus Dark. As you said, another rematch of a championship. And overall, as much as Solar built a lot of his championships on ZVZ going into the finals, I'm thinking about some of the foreign tournaments that he attended as well as the SSL. Dark has, since, you know, Solar's time of dominance on those tournaments, he's become a whole other player. Dark is an amazing Zerg versus Zerg player.
Well, this guy is the best Zerg in the world. He's the Zerg everyone should be looking up to for sure. Like, he crushed the WCS standings last year, was a champion, BlizzCon Finals. You know, he has had a little bit of a rough spot recently, has had a little bit of trouble taking down a few guys, lost in GSL a bit earlier than we expected, but he's still right up there. Like, the games against INnoVation yesterday were just nuts. Like, he was fighting tooth and nail against someone that is, like, undisputedly the best player in the world right now. So, Dark is in top form. Solar is kind of like, he kind of like snuck into the round of 12. We haven't seen him around that much. He hasn't had the results lately. But, hell, he was number 2 last year in WCS Korea, right? So,
yeah, I almost feel like these two guys are going to have a mini battle on who deserves the title of best Zerg in the world. I mean, there's obviously a couple of other Zergs out there that you always have to mention, and even some of the European Zergs. I mean, the winner of this match moves on, plays against Cerro. I think that's actually really cool as well. But these two last year, I think they were the 2 most successful, most consistent Zerg players. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Solar is one of the guys that was active in Group A, and once again, that feels just so long ago. And he had a rough start in this tournament. He lost his very first best of 3, 0-2 against Hero Marine. And I looked over at Todd. I was like, I think Solar might actually be done here. I mean, if this is your start of the tournament. But he still managed to get by. He still managed to advance. So we'll see. Also, just another one that's very, very hard to call.
No, indeed. The fact that, as you said, they're gonna the winner of that goes up against Serral. It's like the Korean warm-up to then play against non-Korean Serral, but he played so well in his group stage, so we can't take anything away from him. The next one after that will be Stats versus Nurchio. Does Nurchio stand a chance here? Is he going to be able to kind of topple Stats, who has become rapidly one of the best Protoss in the world?
I think there's a problem here for Nurchio. Okay, so there's like 2 parts. First off, Stats doesn't really go Sky Toss. So that's very helpful for Nurchio because I think he might even have a mental block against carriers. Like, if you make carriers, he's going to have a hard time, and you're going to hear about it. But at the same time, if we go into a very late game, and, you know, he'll add Tempest and stuff, but if we get into that late game, I feel like Stats is more solid at playing a very late game PvZ than a lot of the other Protosses that Nurchio has beaten.
Well, I do need to just kind of cut you off from Stats versus Nurchio, sorry, Rotterdam, but overall, we are now slowly getting towards INnoVation versus Ryung here. So, guys, before we end up going to that series, some thoughts on INnoVation versus Ryung here?
Well, I mean, it's INnoVation, the greatest player in the world, versus Ryung, who's beating everybody in TvT. So it should be ridiculous.
It's so funny because in our mind, and then like, at least the way the community sees it, Ryung is a god in TvT, but if you look at their head-to-head records, massively in favor of INnoVation. And that was the same with Beyond as well. Yet it seems whenever we're on the big stage, when all eyes are on the series, like, you know, he loses the best of ones online and stuff, but the big series, Ryung often delivers, but you'd be a fool to predict against INnoVation. So I'd still lean towards Inno, but I mean, Ryung has played so good.
What a way to kick off today with this best of 5, this Terran versus Terran coming up. So without further ado, it's Ryung, who's in the form of his life, looking to upset an INnoVation, who's looking for a back-to-back Intel Extreme Masters Championship.
Welcome everybody, it is time to kick off our round of 12 with an amazing Terran versus Terran. There we go. With an amazing Terran versus Terran where we have a 5-time Premier title champion and one of the best players in the world going up against a 2-time GSL semifinalist who's in one of the best forms of his career. Get ready, it is INnoVation versus Ryung!
I hear only what I need to survive. It's just my final fantasy. Every single time I hear you say, if I run, I will not crash. I will not fall from first to last. So nothing's left inside. I will not lead you down a broken path. With every breath and every stride, I still need you.
Dzień dobry, Katowice, jak się masz? It is time to go. Oh, dobrze. All right. Sounds like we got some pretty happy nerds out there. Bit of smack from Ryung to start things off there, Pete.
Just refusing the handshake there. Just getting a little bit of the mind games going. INnoVation, taking that with a wry smile on his face. Good to see a little bit of attitude coming out. Ryung here, you know, a few months ago, a lot of people wouldn't really have rated him all that high, but in the last month, he has been powering up.
He's
like he's powering up more there.
He's a fit nerd, man. He's been stretching his thighs, getting his back all ready for this one. He's taking this very seriously. The machine, of course, is made of, you know, cogs, oil, and moving parts. He doesn't need to worry about biological things like muscles, bones, cartilage. That's really, like, unfamiliar concepts to him, along with emotions and failure. So, coming into the series, you know, you have to definitely put the win rate of INnoVation up against Ryung. Yes, Ryung has TvT hype ahead of him. I'm personally feeling like this one's going to come down to the wire. It's very hard to pick. But, you know, if this was any other Terran, I'd say, yeah, sure, Ryung's going to dump on him. But, like, looking at Ryung's lately, absolutely. But INnoVation is INnoVation, man. How do you bet against this kid?
We're getting into that broader format now. It is going into best of 5.
That's right.
It's got to be 3 maps to close out a series. It's not just, you know, an unlucky loss here or there. Not nearly as impactful as in a best of 3. This is where skill and perseverance and also the range of build orders and the ability to play on a wider range of maps becomes much more important in this format.
There's a lot of StarCraft fans out there, and I know there's a bunch more in Twitch chat ready for this one. Game 1 is just around the corner, guys. And it is going to be on honor grounds between these two Terran Titans. And let's get into it, guys. Make some noise out there in the crowd if you're a fan of this bloke. In the bottom left corner, it is INnoVation.
Facing off against him in the top left-hand side of honor grounds, the blue Terran player, it is Ryung. Sport there.
That's right. The name change recently. And it is a little bit cheeky here to start things off, Pig.
Already. Looks like we might see that proxy 2-racks pressure opening that Jack G has been using so much. Of course, this is usually not an all-in, just staring at my monitor, a little bit of glare on it, and nope, there's no third SCV. So he could always build a third Rax with that first SCV though, actually. So we'll have to wait and see just how hard does INnoVation commit to this. And Ryung, he hasn't sent out an SCV scout yet. We're gonna have to wait and see. If he doesn't send one out soon, he could be completely blindsided by this.
This could be INnoVation playing against his image here. He's a guy that doesn't really like to change how he does things. Like, you know, you don't expect INnoVation to bust out a Beyond-esque strategy, and there will be a third barracks as well. Oh, baby. INnoVation turning up the heat here in the early stages of game 1, and this could be a straight kill, straight up, a very quick game if Ryung doesn't defend against this beautifully.
He's going for a blind expand right now.
Oh, no.
I mean, this is such a gamble from INnoVation. If Ryung scouted and saw this, he would be very well prepared, but Ryung isn't going to scout until his first Reaper gets out there. Of course, INnoVation doesn't know where Ryung spawned either just yet, but if INnoVation manages to catch that first Reaper with 1 or 2 of his own, it can be pretty much lights out almost instantly, and this is exactly the sort of build order you pull out when someone refuses to shake your hand before a match, Maynard.
Oh, yeah. Don't shake my hand, kid. I am the Intel Extreme Masters Gyeonggi champion. I want 2 in a row. And is going to start things off with a bit of a bang here. The Reaper coming in here, seeing that Ryung is in the top left location by process of elimination, and that is where the Reapers are all going to be rallied here for INnoVation. Ryung's Reaper at this watchtower. INnoVation is going to come up and start the engagement, and Ryung's going to see that SCV and that Reaper here, and he's going to know that there is foul things afoot.
No, he tried to intercept
the
Reaper. He didn't see the second one. He's got to get out of there. He has to get to that safety. He's running, but there's no safety up here. These Reapers are going to corner him. You can't run. You can't hide. INnoVation off to a flying start as that Reaper goes down.
And the CC denied as well with the SCV being taken out by INnoVation. There's the bunker going down in the main. Ryung trying to get his Marines out, trying to get out of Hellion. How many SCVs is he going to lose until that happens though?
INnoVation with the cheeky all in here is getting right on top of Ryung's economy. A Hellion's about to pop. That's going to be very important, but the Reapers are here. The SCVs are taking massive damage. More and more Reapers are joining in right now.
And they can actually engage Hellions in these numbers very, very easily here. Another Reaper coming up here. That's 5 in total for INnoVation coming up. And Ryung's army is just disappearing along with his facing. GG! Everything gone here for Ryung, and INnoVation takes a quick and dirty game 1.
That is exactly what I wanted to see out of INnoVation here. We didn't have a lot of chance for pre-game analysis, but if there's one thing we could have seen yesterday in INnoVation's play, he sat back, he defended every single game. He kept on just trying to be the player who said, hey, I think I'm better than you. If I just create a normal game, this will be fine. And he got caught off guard by Gumiho. He got caught off guard by Uthermal. Both players defeated INnoVation there in the group stage. But here, game 1 of the round of 12 immediately comes out with a big gamble, an aggressive play, and he doesn't let Ryung get away with that greedy expand.
That's right. This is such a mental game, and the mind games have begun here for this best of 5. Currently in INnoVation's favor, 1-0. Still several more maps to go. Oh man, I am already woken up here, Pig. If you had a bad sleep last night, this series is going to wake you right up.
The audience is already down here in great numbers as well. Nobody wants to miss a second of the action today.
Not this round of 12. You would be a fool to miss out.
It's actually going to be so good as the games go on. Getting to play the round of 12 and the round of 8 today, we are going to see just about every single matchup. We're going to see a few different mirrors. We're going to see ZVP. I think we're going to see some TvZ as well, probably. It's going to be an action-packed day.
Absolutely. Ryung processing that loss. He has not the regular INnoVation is not on stage with him today. It is INnoVation with a little bit of cheekiness added as well. Yeah. A very scary beast to have to worry about in game number 2, which will be on Proxima Station.
Of course, the day before yesterday, Ryung did make mincemeat out of Beyond. I mean, there's no other way to put it. He crushed him in 2 relatively standard games. I remember I kept kind of glancing at the games. We had them up on our laptops on the desk, and it was really interesting to see Ryung, you know, it was like, okay, this game's pretty even. This is really scary. This is Beyond you're playing. And Beyond still has that aura, right? You think this is the world champion. And then Ryung just kind of ran circles around him and made him just look like the lesser player. So I definitely think Ryung here, you know, losing that early game, it's a bit of a hit to the morale, but he's going to be able to bring this back. He's still got a very good shot in this series.
That's right, and we are ready for the game, guys. Cannot wait to see this one unfold. Get your vocal cords and your hands warmed up in that crowd. Let's get into it, you guys. In the top right here of Proxima Station, winning game 1, the machine himself. This is INnoVation.
another day on the ladder for the machine, climbing up this tournament standings. But down here, the challenger, the up-and-coming Terran mastermind, the blue Terran, it is Ryung.
The crowd might be behind INnoVation here, and I do not blame them one bit.
He's got so much history in this game. He has been around, hitting his peaks for such a long time. Of course, Ryung has actually been around in StarCraft II for longer than INnoVation.
The Axiom days, and even back in the early seasons of GSL, INnoVation didn't
Slayers
come.
originally as well.
Yeah,
even
exactly.
Before that.
So INnoVation didn't really hit the scene until what, like 2012?
Basically, the Kesper
2013?
swap at the end of 2012. Yeah, he kind of came out and started just doing really well very quickly. But Ryung here, he originally was a TvT expert way back in the days, well before anyone had ever even imagined a thing called tank evac drops or anything like that.
Ryung smartly looking for proxies this time. Not again, INnoVation.
Yeah.
INnoVation,
Both
of course.
players actually kind of checked for that. That's really cool.
Yeah,
Both
yeah.
of them really respecting each other here.
That's right. So we are going to have the Reaper expand here for both players, that backdoor natural about to be taken. And yeah, I mean, INnoVation is, he came a little bit later to the scene, but he really exploded in popularity when he showed that he was the master of TvZ. When the Widow Mine was introduced in Heart of the Swarm, I remember his TvZ was unbeatable. It was a really tough time for Zergs against him in GSL.
That was a special time. The original Parade push, the guy who did, you know, revolutionize that style. But here in TvT, INnoVation has been mixing things up quite a little bit. Very focused on how he wants to play this. Interestingly enough, we did see Cloaked Banshees out of INnoVation in Game 3 against Gumiho yesterday on Cactus Valley. But here in this game, just a regular expand build, and his Reaper checking everywhere for potential proxies, really playing very safe and defensively. Neither player wants to go across the map with their Reaper and risk it getting caught out. They're just going to very carefully zone out and defend their corner of the map.
Well, like you said, Ryung loves to play the standard TvT. This is the kind of game that he wants to play. His mastery and his decision-making, his engagements, his timings are all very crisp in this match. Cannot just praise enough Ryung's mastery of this matchup, but again, this is the machine he's up against. Someone that's been historically a little bit better in this matchup than Beyond. We have a Cyclone build here for INnoVation. Looks like the kind of build that leads into Raven.
Quite possibly, Ryung does have the fastest starport, and he's gone for the Widow Mine, which on this map especially is fantastic. You just kind of set that up at the front, and a Cyclone Pressure can't really do anything to you. So really nice play from Ryung so far. Just going to both players poke around here. You know, you can't risk running up that ramp, so both players' vision is very limited right now, but they both play under the assumption of, you know what, on Proxima Station, you always go for a fast expand. If nothing surprised me with a proxy, which they've both checked for, they know they're both up against expansion builds.
Well, they do now. You can normally fast expand on honor grounds as well. There we go. Tech Lab on the, see if it's a Banshee or a Raven. It's going to be the Raven. Makes a lot of sense. Very, very strong early game unit, defensively and offensively. Has the ability to detect Banshees, can knock them down with auto turrets, can harass with auto turrets as well, and even just using auto turrets in general are just fantastic at soaking up the attacking force if Ryung wants to be aggressive, which looks like he is going for a drop here.
Oh, is that Reaper from INnoVation going to be able to spot the drop? No, Ryung's Reaper does just skirmish with it there in the middle of the map.
INnoVation's got the first shot here. Oh, nice micro from Ryung, winning that battle. And this
Drop
will be
here.
undetected.
Yeah, 6 Marines and a mine coming into the main. This can be quite deadly, but the Cyclone is right close by. There's 6
Just out of
Marines
vision.
just there. This is going to be very close. That Widow Mine.
Raven is out, so we can detect that Widow Mine. Marines of INnoVation are in position. Oh!
Tried to lure him in there, did Ryung. Wasn't quite able to get it. He's going to realize he can't get damage done here, and he will just pull on home for now.
And looks like INnoVation's making a second Raven here and setting that first one across the map, I believe.
Oh yeah, I love this opening. Double Raven into fast third command center. He's going to be able to harass a little bit while keeping one Raven at home for the defense. Really nice play here from Inno. Ooh, but Ryung starting to pick up some Marines, starting to put on a little bit of pressure.
First Raven came back home here. Doesn't want to take too much damage. Looks like Ryung got a Marine or two there with that attack, so not too bad for INnoVation as far as defense goes.
Yeah, I mean, this is Proxima Station in a nutshell. Both players will poke around and make sure the other player isn't being too greedy. But you notice they're not overextending because it's so easy to defend your 2 bases. You just kind of need to put some pressure on to say, hey, you're not just building 3 command centers and no units. But the moment Ryung sees the defenses, he's like, okay, I'm just going to back off now. And both of them you can see tied neck and neck in workers. Both of them just adding on lots of production, lots of, you know, infrastructure. The big change right now is I don't think we've seen a 3rd command center from Ryung just yet, which means he's going to have a lot more production on 2 base. You notice faster tanks, medevacs, the upgrades are coming in early with the +1. And this is going to give Ryung a lot more ability to do big doom drops, big 2-base pressure, while INnoVation is playing the more defensive stance. He wants to just kind of block everything and try to set up 3 bases and then catch up in the army.
That's right. So it looks like INnoVation going to be defensive, and Ryung, he's going to have more Marines, more tanks, and they're going to be more heavily upgraded. So it behooves him to get damage done and trade well against INnoVation while he chills and gets that 3rd CC up. Ryung is expanding though, and that this is the hard gotcha Widow Mine where you just hope for a nice shot. Does happen quite a bit actually. Even at this tournament, we've seen some pretty nice Widow Mine pickups.
Oh, if that like lands in like a bunch of Marines, that's always like the worst if you're not watching your move out.
That's happened to me before. You better believe it.
Oh yeah. Of course, 3rd command center being built on location because Ryung knows he is going to be able to have you know, a little bit more impetus to get out on the map and be aggressive. This Reaper here, just gonna get pushed back for now. Ravens and Vikings do spot that Widow Mine.
Yep.
INnoVation
Blackline out of range. Ryung picking up again for a double medevac drop here. That's 16 Marines in total, and they're going to have Stim as well.
Both
and
players.
also 1-1. Oh no, sorry, that's 1 and Combat Shield.
Yeah, just a single eBay for Ryung to start out, but he's going to have +1 before the 1-1 of INnoVation finishes. That will give him a nice window here. However, he's not really taking any risks. This is just super solid play. Neither one of these guys wants to take a risk and move their whole army out and then get surprised by a drop. Sure, this is a double drop, but this is still all the tanks are at home for Ryung. All of his reinforcements are back there. He's going to go and see what damage he can get done.
Oh, going for a back natural here, and Unit's army is out of position. Going to use the reinforcements here.
Oh, that's a lot of Vikings.
Sure is.
His boost is on cooldown. These Marines are going to go down.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, wow.
INnoVation going to clean this up easily. Oh, don't lose the Raven. Oh, losing that Raven actually kind of sucks for INnoVation, but Ryung does get cleaned up, and he only loses a couple SCVs there and the Raven. It's a high gas unit, unfortunately, for INnoVation. Getting that sensor tower is smart. Drop play has been Ryung's bread and butter in TvT, and definitely wants to be able to react to that as quickly as possible. This one Cyclone looks like it might get picked off.
INnoVation, he's gonna have to receive a push here. Ryung is still so eager to get out on this map. Really, he wants to not get himself contained. He wants to be the one putting on the pressure. But definitely scary after losing all those Marines and medevacs. His army is just not as mobile as INnoVation's right now. And I think INnoVation here, having established the 3-base economy, having its production up, it's only a matter of time before INnoVation starts pushing out onto this map and exerting his presence.
That's right, and he's getting 2 upgrades. Well, sorry, he had 2 engineering bays a little bit longer than Ryung did. So actually, as far as upgrades go, he's going to have an advantage pretty shortly. Or he does have an advantage already. Combat Shield just about to finish. Combat Shield done now for Ryung.
Ryung still posturing here. This is still very dicey. INnoVation's got the bigger army, but I mean, just looking at INnoVation's setup, he's just so doom drop paranoid almost at this point. He's just looking. He's got these sensor towers out here. This sensor tower is really well placed to spot drops coming into his base. He's got so many Vikings and Ravens ready. His whole army is just camping here. INnoVation looks like he just wants to wait until the late game, wait until his 2-2 kicks in, at which point he will have a small upgrade advantage.
So these 2 sensor towers put in the correct locations here. Just 2 of them actually cover the entire edge of the map here. They cannot get into the main or the natural without the opponent knowing about it if they're looking at the mini-map.
Oh, Ryung here,
Nice
single
spot
Marine,
there.
spots the triple drop on the left. That's very important. Ryung's going to start zoning his army over here, seeing if he can catch this. INnoVation's going to need to be on the ball.
Stims and runs here. Medevac is boosting his way as well, so it doesn't look like Ryung's going to get his catch up. Let's get a couple of Marines here at the front. Ooh, catching a few Marines in the retreat as Stim runs out.
Nice moves from both players. This is really odd. I haven't seen a TvT where both players just sat so defensive for so long, because normally players will look for these aggressive advantages, but these guys are just so confident in their macro game that really the next few minutes is when things are finally going to start to steam up. Both players are just vying for position, and they're getting every upgrade. Fast 4th command centers for both of them. This is sick play.
Ryung's Marine again spotting this drop of INnoVation. So INnoVation cannot really get past this Ryung sensor net. He knows all about it. He gets the Marines in position to be able to deal with it. And And Ryung is going for +3 attack already immediately here.
Yeah. His +2 armor is quite far behind, but you know, we'll have the slight edge on that, so that is important for him to push what upgrade edges he can get. Both players have 2 factories up now. Ryung's was up a little bit earlier, but he's actually focusing on marine production more than siege tank production right now.
Oh my god, these Vikings are going to find these drops, and these medevacs are in big trouble.
Wow, just going straight through that sensor tower vision. A lot of these medevacs are going to go down. They are going to be able to drop some of these units. Oh, INnoVation, he's picking up his army in the middle of the map. He's looking for the Doom drop in the main while Ryung is distracted. Ryung has nothing in position right now.
This is actually going to go really, really well for INnoVation. The entire army's in the middle of the map. Ryung coming back to defend now. Well, if the siege tanks get up, this is going to be really bad for Ryung.
Welcome to Proxima Station, says INnoVation. He just jumps right on top of this main base. The production is sieged, and this is an impenetrable position.
He is entrenched like a tick here in the main of Ryung. He's forced to lift the main CC. His production is being sieged on INnoVation in a wonderful spot. The CC is so close to going down.
Massive move from INnoVation. Just such a decisive drop after all of this long, arduous build-up. This game finds the opening, shuts down the main, shuts down almost all of the production, and now Ryung is completely hamstrung.
And he can just pick up and leave. This damage is so intense. He's just going to keep sieging forward. Oh, the Marines are actually all in siege range here. And with this air advantage, Ryung needs to scan to be able to get any of these siege tanks to be anywhere near INnoVation's. Ryung simply just keeping the Vikings and the Ravens alive gives him that advantage. He cannot be dug out of this main here by Ryung. He doesn't even have enough production to make units to be able to crush this army.
5 more barracks going down for Ryung. He's desperately trying to rebuild that production. He's going to come in. One desperate chance to try and break through. Will he be able to do it?
Doesn't look like it, Pig. INnoVation's position is far too strong here. Ryung's tanks are in a lovely spot, but they are lower in number. INnoVation sieging forward, moving forward. These Marines, a reinforcement here as well, heading into the natural. He scans ahead and moves in. Ryung trying to dump the Marines on top of the last-ditch effort, but it's not going to be enough. INnoVation wins game 2. GG! And he's already on match point here against Ryung, the TvT Wunderkind.
INnoVation is finding a way to make this look simple. A beautifully well-chosen cheese. Playing against his image in game number 1, snaps it away. And here in game number 2, I mean, he made it look almost simple. He's like, just defending, just building up. I'll poke out with a Raven. Nope, let's bring that home. He just sat in his corner of the map, defended perfectly, and then that simple maneuver, or I mean, it seems simple, but it's actually quite complex, sends the triple drop around the left. The moment he realizes Ryung's Vikings are out of position, just boosts his army into the main. Ryung with that one positioning blunder there, caught completely off guard.
That's right, Ryung against the ropes here in this best of 5. Needs to win the next 3 matches if he wants to go through. INnoVation just 1 more. Let's go to the guys at the desk to see what they think about this game and other games going on.
Wow, wow, wow. INnoVation, cannot believe. First starting things off with a very cheeky build, and then overall in game number 2, just absolutely running Ryung ragged. That was crazy stuff.
Yeah, that was, this has been very one-sided so far. Kind of crazy, of course, through X Reaper can just do that. You catch that unit and things end. But, I mean, this was well played, though, by INnoVation, right? Like, he brings 2 drops down the side. The Vikings are there. Get a medevac or bruising the other one. This is like a sacrificial move that he's waiting. And the thing is, Ryung even has a sensor tower, but INnoVation knows how quick medevacs are. So like it was well planned.
Yeah, I think the moment you see those little red dots on your minimap, I think Ryung knew exactly what happened. He's like, oh my god, I'm too late. This has been 2 very straightforward games. You know, I'd love to go a little deeper, but there isn't that much to talk about. Game number 1, the moment this Reaper is like blocked by the side blocker, INnoVation had one small cute move there where he immediately moved his first Reaper up north of the Reaper of Ryung to make sure that he's like, you know, yes, I'll take 1 extra shot, but this means that this Reaper is stuck here because my second Reaper is coming in, and that's the point of no return. This Reaper from Ryung is going to die because 2 will always beat 1, obviously, and there's no way back, and the moment you lose your first unit, it's over. I think game number 2 was shaping up to be a very fun, competitive game. I think with the first drop that Ryung had, like the 60 Marine drop, I was a little confused why he was running back and forth, trying to maybe go for a tank. In the end, he got 2 Marines, 2 SCVs, and a Raven. I think if he just dives north into the back of the natural with INnoVation, I think he kills like 12, 14 SCVs there, I think he gets a much better return.
He seemed a bit indecisive there for sure. Like, I know that there were Vikings coming, a Siege tank coming down to Raven and all, so he was going to lose everything no matter what.
Exactly. He was already committed to the drop, so I'd say maybe just unload the Marines, fly the medevacs south, so the Vikings and the Raven maybe have to follow that, and just run up north, because that mineral line was exposed. I think he could have done a little bit better there. Other than that, it was a pretty even game until INnoVation saw that one opportunity, and well, if there's 7 tanks in your main, good luck, have fun.
It felt like the Doom drop to end all Doom drops. That was just massive damage. And does Ryung just now have to be careful about the exact same situation? Because it looks like if INnoVation finds it, he'll snap click at it.
Yeah, I mean, Ryung just has to get to play his own game. He hasn't gotten to really do much in the series so far when you think about it. Just when we were gearing up to a reasonable game, INnoVation kind of pulls his army one way and then kills him. So we haven't seen a lot of what makes Ryung so good at this matchup yet.
What can Ryung do to actually get it back in his favor a little bit? Have you got any thoughts on that?
Like Dan said, maybe be a little more decisive and don't second guess yourself, because those Marines running around, like, these are small moments but can have a massive impact. Because the moment you give away 60 Marines, that means that the next 16 you have to be a little more careful with, because obviously you can't lose 32, because then INnoVation will just run across the map and kill you. But in the moment you go for a drop, just immediately know what you want to go for, and don't look at a Raven that's potentially there. Don't perhaps go for a tank, but then change your priorities. Just try to get some damage done. I still think that he absolutely has what it takes to make this a competitive series. Just, he got to be clutch, forget about those 2 previous games, and just play your own game, because we know how good he is in TvT.
Yeah, you've got to be thinking about all the other Terrans that are in this tournament now, and looking at INnoVation as, oh my god, that's scary, but also they get a little bit more information about how INnoVation's approaching the matchup.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, INnoVation doesn't really keep too many secrets. He just wins through his brute force. Like that. I mean, he's had a couple tricky plays here and there, and that was like a good setup for the Doom drop. But I think everyone is pretty aware of what INnoVation is up to, and it's just, he's so hard to stop. That's why he's the best player in the world.
I like it as well what you said, James. That was a Doom drop of all Doom drop. Because these days we call everything a Doom drop. It's like, it's 18 Marines, it's a Doom drop. It's like, no guys, it's really just a triple drop. But yeah, there was a lot of commitment in that drop. INnoVation is like, well, there was like
so much.
Yeah, I mean, you can't run into that. The Marines were out of position from Ryung. He had a couple of Marines left, but you saw it at his face, because I like looking at player cameras. And like, while the drop wasn't even unloaded yet, he made a mistake, because he's like, okay, we're never going to break this.
All right, well, thank you very much, gents. It's time now to head back to the commentary team here as INnoVation currently leads 2-0.
And that is the big question on our hands here. Can Ryung break INnoVation? He's in such a commanding lead here in this best of 5. Just one more map, and he'll be going through to the round of 8.
Yeah, I mean, INnoVation here, he's surprising me, to be honest. I know I shouldn't be surprised when the machine just cleaves through his opponents, but he's doing it in, you know, just lazy fashion. He's barely breaking a sweat so far this morning, and it's almost comical after Ryung denied the handshake at the start. INnoVation was typing in chat, you know, that's a little bit harsh. Ryung's like, just not even responding at all. He's looking fierce and focused, but down 2 games. He's got to win 3 in a row to make it through from here.
Ryung can talk the talk, but can he walk the walk here in Katowice? This is potentially our final map, guys. Let's get into it here on Cactus Valley in the top right on match point. The machine, this is INnoVation.
Challenger facing off against him in the top left-hand side of Cactus Valley. It is Ryung.
All right, let's see what we have here. Looks like regular openings here, neither player being cheeky off the bat.
Yeah, interesting. Ryung won't go for a wall off with his first barracks, but that makes it just a little bit more efficient since things are closer. His SCVs don't have to walk as far. And that wall off in recent times, usually not all that important in the TvT anyway. Of course, here, this is the exact same spawns that we saw INnoVation face off against Gumiho yesterday. We went for a fast double gas, but it's kind of gone past the time for that. Looks like INnoVation is just going to be going for an expansion. Otherwise, he would have already had that gas down.
Yeah, both players actually doing the same thing.
Looks like they both want to just keep on playing standard here. I think this is interesting because the openings might be standard, but this is Cactus Valley. This is a map where there are so many chokes and there are so many awkward positions. If you're attacking, if you like manage to outposition your opponent, they're not looking for a moment, they just die. Because you just get this horrible position. You can see these choke points we're seeing here on screen. You can rotate around, cut off a third base or a fourth base so easily. And at the same time, the main base here of INnoVation is so open to doom drops. Ryung can be pushing the frontal area towards the natural and just pick up, jump into the main base. So INnoVation's going to be very worried about those doom drops. Meanwhile, Ryung is going to be worried about any fast siege tank push on the side of his natural here.
Yeah, the terrain just being explained brilliantly there by Pig. That it is rotationally symmetrical, as is the descriptive term, I think. And this means, yeah, so if INnoVation wants to drop Ryung, which is how he won the last game on Proxima, he needs to go through the natural mineral lines or through the natural base, which are, you know, is very, very dangerous.
Oh, yeah.
Always going to be units not too far away to meet the call. See, both players mirrored builds so far.
Yeah, this reactor after single Reaper opening is the standard at the moment. You know, and if we look at their vision, neither player scouted, I'm quite sure. So neither of them knows where the other has actually spawned. I think Ryung is going to head on over in this direction. No, he's just rotated his Reaper to the other ledge. The meta in TvT is so funny right now. To someone who just plays TvT on ladder and thinks every game there's 2 or 3 Reapers or 2 Reapers and a Cyclone knocking on my door really fast. Why aren't the pros doing this? It seems so strong. The thing is, these guys are so good at defending that stuff by the skin of their teeth that it very rarely pays off. And so you end up in this meta where no one does it, and both players feel very comfortable to just do this, but first shot there for Inno, but the Marines do come to the rescue.
Yeah, nice micro there from INnoVation. Nice pick off. You might get out an SCV here, but no, Ryung, nice control here, does save it.
Really good scouting though for INnoVation. Seeing the Cyclone tells him a lot about Ryung's build. It says, okay, that means your starport is delayed, which is the same for INnoVation's as well. But it's really useful to have that information because you know there's not going to be an exceptionally fast Banshee following up the command center on the low ground because of that gas limitation.
We see that there's slight differences in the builds are happening now, so Ryung's going to go for the Raven here, and INnoVation's going for multiple Cyclones. And he's going for Medevac as well, so looking like he might want to do a bit of a push.
I actually think the Raven openings are a little bit vulnerable to these Cyclone Medevac drop builds because you can just kind of pick up and run away from the auto turret, and then the Raven is a bit of a floating paperweight until later on in the game. So the Raven, while it can do fantastic counter harass, it can't really defend against the Cyclone's front on. I mean, what have we got for Ryung? He's got just a single Cyclone, a couple Marines, a Reaper. He's got a Siege Tank on the way. That's going to be very important. He does spot this a little bit ahead of time. Has a chance to regroup his units, but he's only got 6 Marines here. And a huge Reaper grenade, as well as knocking down the 2 Marines on the right. A great start to this aggression for INnoVation.
And a reinforcement here with the Medevac full of Marines. INnoVation starting this push. Drop the Marines, INnoVation.
Oh, INnoVation actually with a little bit of an odd maneuver there. Yeah, a bit slow to get those out, but the auto turret, there we go, pulls back. Waits for that to disappear, and now he re-engages. The Siege Tank isn't out yet for Ryung. There's this tiny, narrow window. Oh, man, that Cyclone goes down. The Siege Tank is finally out, but SCVs are already falling, and INnoVation's attack is a massive success.
Absolutely. A third Cyclone to reinforce here coming in for INnoVation. This tank will keep Ryung alive for now, but he's lost 8 SCVs, and INnoVation 10 supply ahead at the 5-minute mark in a mirror matchup.
This was just such a great opening here for INnoVation. Ryung there, trapping his own Cyclone. I think that really made him take a lot more damage than he needed to. And INnoVation takes a 7-worker lead off the back of this.
Pretty huge here. We got another drop in the main with INnoVation's 2 Cyclones still alive. The Viking pulling away the Raven as well. And there's the hot pickup from INnoVation, keeping it alive, and takes the Raven out. Nice pick off there for INnoVation. More SCV kills as well.
That Viking has to go down. Okay, Ryung, he's taking even more damage. Does at least manage to get the Viking, but this is bad news for Ryung right now. He is way down in that economy. He's taken a lot of hurt already this game.
Look at that damage. Losing a Raven, 9 Marines, and 10 SCVs, and the Cyclone as well. The resources loss difference tells the story here. As INnoVation's got the advantage here in the very, very early stages, and he's switched over into Marine Siege Tank for the later stages, but with more income and more production.
Wow, already a 3rd command center finish. Double engineering bay on the way. INnoVation's like, okay, I've done my damage. That's okay. Now let's go into that standard game, and I'm just going to have faster upgrades than you. I'm going to have more economy than you. Ryung is here. He's like, okay, I've kind of got my 2-base production halfway up. I've got 1 upgrade on the way, but no 3rd command center even in sight for Ryung. He is going to have to do some very effective engagements. He's going to have to find some really good angles with his army to even this one out.
Do you think sitting back is the right choice here for Ryung, considering the 3rd CC? Like,
well, 2 more barracks just went down for him, so it looks like Ryung might do the opposite of that and just say, nope, I'm just going to attack. I mean, I was speaking earlier about how Cactus Valley has these chokes. So I think even if you're behind, if you put everything into Army, this is a better map for hopefully finding that aggressive angle where you can, you know, winch your Army into a very powerful position. But INnoVation, oh, he's already got Vikings up. Oh yeah, that's a missile turret, not a sensor tower just yet. But he's very well prepared for this. So it's really going to be probably about a minute and a half from now. Ryung pushes out onto the map and he starts looking for that angle. And he's going to be on a very tight timer. He's going to have a very narrow window to do damage because INnoVation's production, his economy is so much higher.
Yeah, his game plan is going to have to try and do, like, you know, force a kill here or just do extreme damage at the third CC to try and get back into this one, because catching up in economy is not really on the cards for Ryung at this point. He's getting a lot of Marines out at a time, actually. Combat shield just about to finish. Stim already done for Ryung. He's getting +1 attack, and +1 won't be done in time for INnoVation if Ryung heads across the map now, but he does have double upgrades on the way on double engineering base.
It's really good by Ryung. He's clearing up the Marines. You can see INnoVation's map vision is steadily getting pushed back into his little corner of the map. But you can see constantly sending out new Marines to the Watchtower, constantly vying for this map control. Cyclone's actually coming out here. INnoVation needs to keep track of Ryung's army movement, so he's really focusing on this, making sure Ryung can't surprise him.
Ryung's getting a ton of Marines out. INnoVation ahead in pretty much every single way except for upgrades right now, but that's not too far away. He's actually going to take a jump in upgrades very, very shortly. There's more turrets going down, armory going down. 2-2's going to be very, very quickly around the corner for INnoVation, and he's just locking things down tight here and enjoying that extra income.
Every second that goes by, Ryung is getting further and further behind. He's slowly grabbing a third base behind this, but this push is what it is all about. Ryung, he is just slightly up in army supply, slightly down in upgrades though. It's all about positioning. He doesn't really have any significant numbers advantage. He needs to find the correct angle to make this work.
I mean, if you have a similar army and you're going up against a similar army, that doesn't really work out in TvT for the, you know, for the offending player.
You definitely can't force your way in there. You've got to be clever about it. But look at these Marines from INnoVation, constantly seeing exactly what's going on. He's got sensor towers up. And as Ryung, how do you find that angle that we've been talking about? How do you force your way into a good engagement? It looks like Ryung here is realizing he might not be able to. He's kind of just backing off a little bit with his army, and he can play the long game from here, but it's going to be a very, very, very long road to redemption. It's going to be several minutes before he can catch up in economy and upgrades, and really, as this window slips by, Ryung is going to have to defend until he's maxed out. He doesn't have any other option.
Absolutely right. Look at this income advantage that INnoVation's been enjoying for the last 5 minutes or so here. Ooh. So, I mean, yeah, like, you're absolutely right. Ryung needs to max out, take efficient trades, and just, you know, equalize and work account and bases to get to be able to have a chance.
Ryung's loading up a big drop, and there are
INnoVation's
6
ready.
Vikings waiting for this. Oh, this could be the end of Ryung's hopes and dreams.
Oh, God,
in this
Ryung,
tournament.
no!
He needs... Oh, if he loses any of these medevacs, it's almost lights out. INnoVation is already way ahead. He's already getting close to max out. Ryung, a very nice scan, manages to preserve that army.
Smart. So, yeah, that would have been game-ending there if Ryung tried to overextend. INnoVation going for a drop. Oh, we could lose these medevacs here. Ryung's positioning.
Big. Oh, look at that reaction from INnoVation. He was just staring at that. He knew he was in dangerous territory. Doesn't allow himself to get surprised.
I would have 110% lost both those medevacs, Pig.
Oh, yeah, every single time. And that's why he's the machine, though. He is always watching. He's always on point. Nice stim forward here from Ryung. Manages to chew off a few of these Marines, force INnoVation further and further away. It's really a battle for map control and positioning right now, but 2-2 is almost done. INnoVation has a massive tank lead. He's got a huge army right now, and he wants to push in.
Yeah, when 2-2 finishes with the army supply, take it into contention as well. INnoVation's army is so much better than Ryung's for a window here. And Ryung's army coming down to try and catch the drops of INnoVation.
Ryung is not... Oh! He's going to go in here. The tanks from Ryung siege up first. He's going to get some fantastic volleys down on INnoVation, and it looks like he's going to clear him up.
Well done by Ryung. INnoVation caught with his pants down there at the fourth base location. INnoVation comes with reinforcements to try and bully away Ryung, but he took a ton of damage there. Still, though, INnoVation with his army supply advantage this income really coming to be shown here.
Check out that siege tank count in the units tab. Right now, there are 2-2 upgrade advantage to just 1-1. That is in the lead for INnoVation. INnoVation still got the superior economy, but the siege tank count is actually ahead now for Ryung. He was down 4 siege tanks before that engagement, so this is a good turnaround. Ryung has an equal number of those units with the staying power. He's got a lot of Marines. He's got a decent medevac count. Suddenly, he's back in this game.
That's right, another great trade here for Ryung, who could even take the lead. Stuff heating up here on Cactus Valley for game number 3 between INnoVation and Ryung. INnoVation not going to get caught unsieged this time. He's moving forward a little bit here. Scans ahead. Both players don't want to overextend because that could spell the end of them in this game. Liberator's out for INnoVation, and this is very, very nice for him. He's going to force these Marines to do something about it and push his siege line back.
Very nice slow push from INnoVation. He's going to jump on top of these tanks while they're on siege. A fantastic maneuver. Does lose a few Marines, but those Liberators edging their way forward. He's going to grab
some of the tanks here. And INnoVation, there's no air army for Ryung except for one Viking. How is he going to get rid of these Liberators, Pig?
Just can't. INnoVation here. He's just pushing forward slowly. Ryung needs to counterattack, but he can't. He's already stuck on the defensive here.
Hot pick up there to save that tank for the Liberator. INnoVation knocking on the front door of the natural. A nice siege tank positioning here, though. INnoVation might be overextending here.
A couple of great siege tank shots from Ryung are chewing up these Marines, but INnoVation can afford this trade. Ryung just doesn't have the numbers.
Ryung looks like he's going to dump on the tanks here to try and get rid of them. The INnoVation Marines are out of position. He is going to get the tanks here, and the Liberator's still in the sky.
The Vikings, though, shooting down all the medevacs. Even though a lot of INnoVation's tanks go down, it is not enough.
GG! INnoVation takes out the TvT expert Ryung. 3-0. Championship mode activate. The machine is in charge here in Katowice.
Are you going to shake my hand now? And it looks like, yes.
Oh, the bigger man here is INnoVation, going for the handshake after Ryung, giving him a bit of shade on stage. What a series to start things off, Pig.
What a confidence boost there for INnoVation. A slightly shaky run through the group stage yesterday, but now here in the final bracket, this is where he switches it up a notch and just shows he is a master of Terran versus Terran, not showing a single moment of doubt throughout that entire series.
Oh man, what a series to start things off for. We're going to take a short break, then we're going to have an interview with INnoVation, head to the guys on the desk next. More games to follow. Do not go away. We'll see you soon.